Hello everyone, my name is Aris Sagar and I'm studying in standard 10th and I'm the student of Sagar Group of Education. From past 8 to 9th month हम हमारे phone में इतना घुस चुके that we are not able to be practical, and this is the activity which itself says that let's be practical. So please watch this video till the end, and the topic which we are going to learn today and which we are going to explore today is a very interesting topic and one of my favorite from biology, that is chapter number 8, how do organisms reproduce. A very great topic to learn and very great topic to explore. So what we are going to learn today is what is biology, what is reproduction, and many IMP topics for board exams, and also the topics which we should implement in our real life also, and which we should have a knowledge. So please like the video. If you like it, please share it, comment it, and subscribe it, and don't forget to press the bell icon. And I bet it is going to be amazing, and if you're leaving the video from here, please don't, because it's going to be amazing. How do organisms reproduce? A very important chapter for our standard 10th and also for further studies. Let's learn about the core concepts of the chapter. First of all, what is reproduction? After that, sexual reproduction in flowering plants, reproduction in human beings, the main parts, male reproductive system, female reproductive system, when eggs does not get fertilized, and last but not the least, reproductive health. So let's go on a beautiful journey by learning what is biology. The universe is a very big place. It's billions of galaxies. Contains countless planets and stars. One galaxy named the Milky Way is our home. It includes over a trillions of worlds. In a small corner of this vast and lonely space lies a very precious and amazing world, which has something which we all are searching. Life. Different species, amazing animals, flowers, birds, insects, human beings. And the question, which is, what is life? How did Earth get so many species? And the most important is, when did life on Earth begin? Why are humans so special? How did all this works? What is the biochemistry of life? And in this video you will learn some answer to those questions. So students, welcome to biology, the science of life. Moving on to some kitabi gyan, let's define biology. What is biology? So biology is the study of complicated things that have been the appearance of having been designed with a purpose. Mainly there are 4 primary categories: botany, human biology, microbiology, and zoology. Today we are going to learn is human biology. So now the question arises, what is reproduction? So the biological process by which a new individual organism are produced from their parents is known as reproduction. Reproduction is a fundamental feature of all known life. Each individual organism exists as a result of reproduction. Mainly there are 2 forms of reproduction, asexual and sexual. Let's learn about them. You can see the basic biological theory on the screen. Moving on to asexual and sexual reproduction. So sexual reproduction is the process in which a new organisms are created by combining the genetic information from 2 individuals of different sexes. And asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction occurs when an organism makes more of itself without exchanging genetic information with another organism through sex. Moving on to the main topic, that is sexual reproduction in flowering plants. We all knew that sexual reproduction in flowering plants involves the production of male and female gametes. The transfer of the male gametes to the female ovules is the process called pollination. After pollination occurs, fertilization happens and the ovule grows into a seeds within a fruit. Let's understand this process in a very easy and a joyful manner. Flowers add beauty to our natural surroundings. But have you ever thought what is the main purpose of these beautiful flowers? Flower is the reproductive part of the plant. So let's learn sexual reproduction in flowering plants. In the flower, stamen is the male reproductive part of the plant and carpel is the female reproductive part of the plant. Some flowers contain both male and female reproductive parts. Such flowers are called bisexual flowers. For example, pea and China rose, etc. On the other hand, some flowers possess either the male or the female reproductive parts. Such flowers are called unisexual flowers. For example, corn, cucumber. Now let's learn about the different parts that make up stamen and carpel. Stamen is made up of two parts, that is anther and filament. The anther produces pollen grains. It is the pollen grain that contains the male gametes. A carpel, on the other hand, the upper part is called stigma, the middle section is called the style, and the lower part is called ovary. Inside the ovary, ovules are present, which has the female gametes in which the egg cells are present. For the sexual reproduction to be take part, the male gamete and the female gamete should be get fused, thereby forming the zygote. Now for that, the male gametes should reach the female gametes. For this, the pollen grains containing the male gametes should get transferred from the stamen of the flower to the stigma of the same or the other flower. Hence this process is known as pollination. If the pollen grains lands on the stigma of the same flower, hence this is known as self-pollination. But if the pollen grain of the flower lands on the other flower stigma, it is known as cross-pollination. Once the pollen grain reaches to the stigma of the flower, a tube starts growing from the pollen grains. This tube travels from the style and finally reaches to the destination ovary. The male gametes also travel and reaches to the ovary. After that, the male and the female gamete fuse together and forms a zygote. The process of fusion of male and female gamete is known as fertilization. After the zygote formed starts to divide itself in the ovule to form embryo. The ovule develops a tough coat and changes into a seed. The ovary, on the other hand, ripens and forms a fruit around the seed. And at this time, the different parts of the flower fall off. Hence, this is how the sexual reproduction in flower take place, and the seed after then grows into a fruit. Moving on to the new topic, that is reproduction in human beings. There are some IMP topics for the reproduction, that is puberty, changes in body of male and female, male reproductive system, female reproductive system, reproductive health, and last but not the least, contraceptive methods. Now let's see what is reproduction in human beings. Human reproduction is any form of sexual reproduction resulting in human fertilization. It typically involves sexual intercourse between a man and a woman. During sexual intercourse, the interaction between the male and a female reproductive system results in fertilization of the woman's ovum by the man's sperm. Let's learn this topic in detail. Moving on to the first topic, that is puberty. And as we grew up, our body faces certain changes which happen in both boys and girls. You can see on the screen I have written some common changes which happen in both boys and girls. Like voice get lower and deeper, the testicles get bigger, hair may grow on face, chest and back, they get broader. Hence these are the changes which are faced by both boys and girls at the time of puberty. All these changes take place slowly over a period of time. They don't happen at the same time in a one person and nor do happen at an exact age. In some people they happen early and quickly, while in others they happen slow. Hence all these changes are aspects of the body. Moving on to the next question, that is, why does the body face certain sexual maturation at this age? Generally, boys get puberty at the age of 12 to 16 and girls at 10 to 14. Now, how is the process related to reproduction? As we know that sexual reproduction means germ cell from two individuals joining the body together for transfer of germ cell for the fusion. The actual transfer of the germ cell between two people needs special organ for the sexual act. Let us study how the process of sexual reproduction works. Moving on to the next topic, that is male reproductive system. Let's learn about it. The male reproductive system consists of number of sex organs that play a role in the process of human reproduction. The male reproductive system consists of portion which produce the germ cell to the site of fertilization. The formation of sperm take place in the testes. It is located outside the abdominal cavity in scrotum because sperm formation needs a lower body temperature. The sperm then transferred to the vas deferens, which unites from a tube coming from the urinary bladder. After then, the urethra forms a common passage from the sperm and the urine and a seminical vessel which adds secretion which makes the transport easier and help them to move towards the female germ cell. Hence, this is how the process of male reproductive system that gives the male germ cell works. Moving on to the next topic, that is female reproductive system. The female reproductive system is made up of internal and external 6 organs that function in reproduction of new ones. The female reproductive system plays a very important role. The female germ cells are present in the ovaries. They are also responsible for the hormonal growth. Now let's study about the parts of female reproductive system. First of all, it is ovary, after that vagina, uterus, cervix and fallopian tube. Now as we have learned about the female reproductive system, so now it's time to know how the female reproductive system works. When a baby girl is born, the ovaries already has thousands of immature eggs. On reaching the puberty, some of these starts getting mature. One egg is produced every month by one of its ovaries. Then the egg is carried by ovary to the womb by a thin oviduct called the fallopian tube, as we learned before. The two of the oviducts unite into an elastic bag-like structure known as the uterus that opens in the vagina through the cervix. हमने मेल रिप्रोडक्टिव सिस्टम पढ़ा, हमने फीमेल रिप्रोडक्टिव सिस्टम पढ़ा, हमने मेल जर्म सेल पढ़ा, फीमेल जर्म सेल पढ़ा. ना तो क्वेश्चन इज यार, हम लोग लास्ट 12 मिनट से लास्ट 15 मिनट से हम पढ़े क्यों जा रहे हैं? बिकॉज द मेन क्वेश्चन is how does the male and female give birth to a new being? So let's learn this difficult, interesting topic. At the time of the sexual intercourse, the sperm, which is the male germ cell, enters through a vaginal passage where they may encounter the female germ cell, and then the fertilized egg starts dividing into a cell or embryo. The embryo is implanted in the inner lining of the uterus where they continue to grow and start to be a fetus. The fetus get nutritions in mother's body to become an embryo. The embryo gets nutrition from the mother's blood from a special tissue called placenta. After then, the baby gets fully nourished in the mother's womb for 9 months and born as a result of rhythmic contraction of the muscles in the uterus. Result of rhythmic contraction of the muscles in the uterus. And after that, the baby comes into the new world where we are living. And the baby, as soon as the baby comes, he takes the phone from the doctor and search Saga Group of Education and subscribe to our channel. Okay, so jokes apart, moving on to the next topic. That is what happens when egg does not get fertilized. As we studied before, the egg gets mature every single month. And if the egg does not get fertilized, then what happens? the uterus starts to prepare itself to receive the fertilized egg. It grows thick, muscular, and rich in blood and tissues. When the egg is not fertilized, the thick uterus lining breaks down. The bloods and tissues in the non-fertilized egg comes out of the vagina is the menstruation, which is also known as the menstruation cycle. Moving on to the next topic, that is reproductive health, a very important topic for our exams and also for real life. As we know that reproductive health and sex education is very sensitive topic. So let's face it and learn about it. And don't feel shame to talk about it. Reproductive health refers to a complete physical, mental and a social well-being. It includes the sexual health, the purpose of which is the enhancement of the person's relations and awareness. It does not merely refers to counseling and care for sexual transmitted disease and reproduction. So let's learn about reproductive health and also some contraceptive methods. Let's learn about some prevention. The sexual act has the potential to lead to pregnancy. Since the sexual act is a very intimate connection, and if a proper care is not taken, it may lead to some bacterial diseases like HIV/AIDS, which does not have any prevention. In order to take care, there are some protection, which are as follows. Using a covering called condom for penis during sexual act helps to prevent any transmission during sexual intercourse. So let's learn about more contraceptive methods to prevent bacterial diseases. You can see some contraceptive methods on the screen. Hence, these are the contraceptive methods. Some are temporary and some are permanent. These are the contraceptive methods which prevents the bacterial diseases, and it's very important to know about it. This is the reporter R.S. Sagar signing off. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you like the video, please like, share and subscribe our channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon. Thank you so much Sagar Group of Education for supporting us. Thank you.